The rain poured relentlessly that night as Marcus Hall pulled the bus to a halt at the last stop on his route. He was already 10 minutes behind schedule, and dispatch had radioed him twice. But he didn't care, not right now. Not when he saw the old man in a worn-out wheelchair struggling to shield himself from the storm, one trembling hand trying to wave down the bus, the other barely holding a soaked grocery bag against his chest. Marcus jumped out of the driver's seat without thinking, leaving the engine running and ignoring the policy that strictly prohibited drivers from stepping off the vehicle. He ran into the rain, bent down, and gently asked, "Sir, can I help you?" The old man looked up, eyes wide with surprise and relief. That moment, those few minutes it took to push the man up the ramp, strap his wheelchair in, and place his soaked bag gently by his side, would change Marcus's life forever. The next morning, Marcus was fired. No explanation beyond the cold, scripted email. Violation of protocol. Safety risk. Dismissal effective immediately. He sat at his tiny kitchen table, staring at the termination notice in disbelief. 21 years. 21 years of perfect attendance, never a single complaint, always a smile, always on time. And now gone. For being human. His wife, Serena, tried to stay strong, but he saw the worry in her eyes. Their daughter, Malia, just 14, had peeked in from the hallway and asked if everything was okay. He couldn't answer. The phone stayed silent most of the day, no calls from coworkers, no apologies from supervisors. Just silence. Marcus looked at his worn-out work boots by the door and sighed. He had never felt so small. But the silence broke the next morning. The phone rang at 6:42 a.m., jolting him awake. "Mr. Hall," a soft yet firm voice spoke. "This is Cynthia Granger. I'm calling from the mayor's office." Marcus sat up straight. "The mayor?" "Yes. Mayor Delgado watched a video last night. A teenager on the bus captured the moment you helped that elderly man. It's gone viral. Over 2 million views since midnight." I didn't know," Marcus said, confused. "I was just doing what felt right." "That's exactly why we're calling. The mayor wants to meet with you personally this afternoon. He has a proposal." Marcus could barely believe it. That afternoon, he walked into the City Hall building in his only clean shirt and a borrowed tie. Mayor Delgado, a tall man with kind eyes, shook his hand firmly. "Marcus," he said warmly, "the city needs more people like you. I'm sorry you were punished for doing the right thing." He explained that the video had touched hearts across the country, messages pouring in from strangers calling Marcus a hero. "Compassion isn't a violation," the mayor said. "It's leadership." Then came the surprise: "I want you to take charge of our new community transit initiative. You'll be training drivers not just on routes and policies, but on empathy. Humanity. You'll help us build a better city." Tears welled up in Marcus's eyes. Not because he was being given a new job, but because someone had finally seen him. Not just as a driver, but as a person who cared. The road ahead wasn't easy. At first, some colleagues resisted. "We're drivers, not social workers," one of them sneered during training. Marcus didn't argue. He told them the story of the man in the rain. Of his own daughter asking him if they'd be okay. Of how he felt walking out of the depot with nothing but shame in his chest. "Helping someone shouldn't cost you your job," he said simply. "It should remind you why you took it in the first place." Slowly, the tide turned. Drivers began noticing things they hadn't before: lonely passengers, scared teenagers, exhausted single moms. They smiled more. Waited a little longer at stops. Asked if people were okay. One even helped a veteran get to the hospital when no one else would. A year later, the city honored Marcus Hall with the Heart of the City Award. And this time, it was his daughter, Malia, now 15, who walked onto the stage to present it. "My dad taught me," she said, "that doing the right thing may cost you in the short term, but it gives you something far more powerful in the long run. Purpose. Respect. And love." The auditorium stood and applauded. Marcus wiped his eyes, looked out over the crowd, and spoke into the microphone with a trembling voice. I was fired for helping someone. And today, I stand here because I did. Moral: sometimes, doing the right thing comes with a price. But if you stay true to your values, life finds a way to reward you. Not always in the way you expect, but always in the way you need.